Ross, a legacy has been born. On November 9, 2017, 15-month-old Rio Fowler was checked into hospital, spending 40 nights in intensive care for what was suspected as gastro, turned out to be a rare heart condition.
After months of treatment, Rio's courageous fight came to an end, leaving behind his parents and sister. But Rio's legacy lives on, with his parents still fighting to help build more palliative care centres across the country.
On a mission to raise even more awareness is Rio's dad, Ryan, who is gearing up to ride from Adelaide to Sydney with a little help from Channel 7 newsreader Mark Ferguson.
Rio's parents, Ryan and Karen Fowler, join us along with 7 News presenter Mark Ferguson. Guys, welcome back. Nice to see you. So, Ryan, last year did the 1,000-kilometre run. It was a huge success. So now you're doing riding. Where are you heading? Where are you going to go?
So we're on the 3rd of October. We're starting from Adelaide. And the idea is that we'll make our way down to Melbourne. And then we're going to get on the Spirit of Tasmania, go across to Hobart. And then from Devonport down to Hobart and back up. And then Melbourne will transverse, obviously, through Wagga Wagga and Wollongong and hopefully arrive all in one piece on the 19th of October at Bear Cottage in Manly area.
Yeah, so we're looking at that over 17 days. And as we were looking at that, Karen, you shook your head.
Yeah, didn't I? It's really real when you see it like that.
It is a big undertaking, isn't it? Obviously, you're going along.
Yes.
You won't be riding yourself, but going along. How much money are you expecting to raise?
Last year we raised about $55,000. We'd love to double that. If we could raise $100,000, that would be wonderful. But the advocacy and the connections that we made along the way are what made the real big difference last year. So we're also in an advocacy role as well as fundraising. But $100,000 is the goal.
Well, let's try and help you get it there. Fergo, you're an ambassador for Rio's Run. What is it that made you want to get involved?
Well, Ryan's a teacher at my son's school, so I started hearing this story very close to home, and then we heard that poor old Rio had lost his battle. It was just a really powerful moment within the school community in a lot of families' homes. And then when I heard what these two were trying to achieve, you really did have to come on board to try and help spread the word. I just remember feeling that if it was me, if it was my child, I probably would have curled up in a little ball and not been able to leave the house. And for these two parents to have stepped up and to not just thought about what they could do for Bear Cottage, but to think about what they could do for communities right across this country, it's absolutely extraordinary. So if I can help spread the word in any which way possible, I will. And so we are trying to not only raise money, but put a bit of pressure on politicians out there to come on board, to support, to get some government funding in there, to make sure that these hospices are spread right across the country.
Yeah, because, Ryan, there's only 3, is that right? So across the country. So how much more money is needed?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. There's only 3, and they're actually all on the eastern side of Australia. So we have Hummingbird House in Queensland, Bear Cottage in New South Wales, and Very Special Kids. So there's none anywhere else. So each one of these, you're looking at, it costs millions just to set up the place and then obviously run it.
Yes.
So we're looking at trying to see if we can get to around 5 million and that, but it's going to take more to, as I said, to get these things up and running and going. You look at places like the UK, they have over 53 of them.
Is that right?
Available,
Yeah.
Whereas we only have 3. So the idea is to see.
And they hold about 8 children each.
Yeah.
It's vital.
Yeah. If we can get one, look, our mission, we'd like to see one in at least every state.
Yeah.
And it's great to have people, as I said, such as Mark and on board and champion what we're trying to do. Look, our core sign for Rio's legacy is fearfully and wonderfully made, and we believe these kids, obviously like our little Rio, but and all these people who work there are amazing.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to say, hey, let's see what we can do.
Karen, how can those who aren't riding get involved? How can we all help and chip in?
You can jump online through rioslegacy.org.au. There's actually an area there where you can jump on and make your own fundraising page. Ryan's better at articulating this. So you can do either your own little ride, your own little event, or you can just set up your own fundraising page. So even if you're not riding, you could definitely do the advocacy role, talk about it. You can hold a small little event, an afternoon tea or a cake stall or something like that, get the children involved, but you can create your own little website fundraising page and raise funds that way. So it's rioslegacy.org.au, or I think it's on the Daily Edition.
Great. Yeah, we certainly will put those details up. Fergo, being the specimen of health that you are you getting on the bike and joining in? Or?
Given my current fitness levels, I would be more trouble than I'm worth. But look, as you say, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. I think each and every year these two will come up with a plan, they'll come up with a fundraising scheme. So my challenge is to get a bit fitter and see if I can help them out in the years ahead, because we have many, many millions of dollars to raise. It will take a long, long time, but if we can achieve this, if we can provide help and care and love for families exactly when they need it the most, it would be an amazing, amazing milestone.
Yeah, certainly don't dilute your contribution, because as you know, awareness is so much when it comes to fundraising of this nature. That's pure and simple, isn't it?
It's a big part of it, and as you said, I mean, people who have helped and supported us do this ride, but also just starting the conversation, spreading the word. And you know, we're very fortunate that we've got people like Mark and also former Premier Mike Baird on board.
Yes.
And been able to access a few other state governments around the place. That's amazing. So starting the conversation as well is just as important.
Yeah, Ryan, Karen, Fergo, thanks for joining us today. A great cause, and we encourage everyone to get behind it for sure. To find out more about Rio's Ride and how you can donate today, head across to our website.
Stay with us. We're back with more of the Daily Edition.